How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
You're listening to the Retro Mo Podcast. I'm your host, Mo, and I love to play and review old video games and a few new games too. If you prefer to read instead of listen, check out my written reviews at retromo.substack.com. In this episode, I'll be sharing my experience with Kirby Squeak Squad for the Nintendo DS, released in 2006. I've scored this game 7 out of 10. A good game. A solid Kirby title, though lacking in some areas. I burned through Kirby Squeak Squad in one sitting, about 3 hours. It's developed by Flagship, the same studio that was involved with Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. It appears that they used the same engine, though likely modified, which closely mimics the feel of Kirby Superstar. This makes it at least another solid Kirby title, but this one did not impress me like Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Squeak Squad feels a little bit like a cash grab sequel. They reused tons of assets from the Amazing Mirror, and there was not much new content other than the Squeak Squad mini-bosses and a few new abilities. There are fewer abilities overall than Amazing Mirror, and aside from Animal, the new abilities are nothing stellar. Like most Kirby titles, Squeak Squad is very short. Strangely, the sound effects are noticeably poor. They sound like bit-crushed Game Boy samples. I'm not sure what happened here. The sound effects from Amazing Mirror sound just fine. Many of the levels suffer from some pretty bland level design, and the game is just pitifully easy. Beyond the standard level of Kirby Easy, which is already pretty easy. Satoru Iwata, former president of HAL and also former president of Nintendo, had a simple vision for Kirby games. Rest in peace, Satoru. His desire was for anyone to be able to pick up a Kirby game and play and have fun. As simple as it sounds, it's a difficult vision to realize. If a game is too hard, like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, many gamers will abandon the game in frustration. However, a game can also be too easy. I think Squeak Squad begins to flirt with that pitfall. Kirby's epic yarn definitely failed in that regard, in my opinion. There are some notable highlights in Squeak Squad. Thankfully, they didn't try to shoehorn touch controls into the game like other DS titles, but they did add an interesting bubble storage system which utilized touch. You could store up to 5 bubble items to use later. You could also combine certain items or abilities to create more powerful combinations. Just like the Amazing Mirror, Squeak Squad has some gorgeous pixel backgrounds. The soundtrack is functional. There's a few nice tracks, though I found a few tracks to be unnecessarily childish. The new Animal copy ability is fun, and the new Metal ability is at least intriguing, though a little boring. Metal makes Kirby less mobile, but nearly indestructible. He just slowly walks through portions of the level, crushing everything in his path until the player loses interest and ditches the ability for something else. The new Bubble ability allows you to make bubbles out of the enemy's copy abilities. The fact that treasure chests take up a spot in the limited inventory can be frustrating. The Squeak Squad characters themselves are well designed. They're a band of thieves that are cute and nefarious, though the mini-boss-like encounters are repetitive and fatiguing. You can either face them in battle as soon as they appear, or you can just race to grab the large treasure chest before they do and run to the exit, skipping combat entirely. If they grab the chest first, then you'll need to go into their hideout and defeat them. The story behind Squeak Squad is hilariously inane. Someone stole Kirby's strawberry shortcake just before he could take a bite. So this entire adventure is about tracking down these thieves and retrieving Kirby's cake. It's just silly enough to be perfect for a basic, lighthearted Kirby game. Overall, Squeak Squad is a solid Kirby game. It's lacking in some areas, but still worth your time if you're a Kirby fan. Thanks for listening to the Retro Mo podcast. As always, I do my best to keep all of my content spoiler-free and rated E for everyone. If you find this podcast enjoyable or helpful, tell a friend and consider giving a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. If you have questions or comments, you can send an email to retromopodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Godspeed.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to chumbacasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.